everyone and welcome to Gaia Storm TCG. My name is Helen and thank you for being here today with me. This is my first time doing a video in English, so I don't know how this is going to turn out. Also, on the top of that, this is my first time doing a video all by myself. I'm very used to have Jonathan by my side helping me, so I feel kind of nervous, but at the same time I think this is a very good opportunity. We are going to start doing videos in English because we felt that many of our ideas were worth sharing with the rest of the world, and English is the language, the international language, so we thought that it could work, so I don't really know. Basically what I have here, what I'm going to present today, I'm going to do a review of a very interesting deck using the new cards from the expansion Fates Collide. I don't really know how to call this deck. Jonathan has suggested Mew Toolbox, but I think it would be more something like Mew Lockers, because basically the idea of this deck is to use Mew and Pokemon that lock your opponent in different ways in order to win the match. So we would say that one of the best cards of this deck and one of the best cards of the last expansion is Mew. It has many similar things to the Mew EX, but it has no retreat cost, which is awesome, and it only copies attacks from your bench from your basic bench Pokemon. But it is still awesome because that means that in combination with Dimensional Valley, we are going to be using any attacks from our own Pokemon with for just 1 energy or 2 energies. So the idea of this deck is, in the early game we are going to promote Mew and we are going to start locking our opponent, and for example, for that purpose we are running Jolteon EX, which is an awesome card that was released in Generation. You all know that Flash Ray is a very good card because it's a very good attack because it can shut down entire strategies. For example, Night March, even if Night March, it is true that they can bypass Jolteon lock. It is also true that they have a difficult time because the Nightmare player needs to find license several times during the game. And also Glaceon here, Glaceon EX, oh, look at that artwork, I mean it's sick. But with his second attack, Crystal Ray, it does, but it's like the same requirements as Jolteon requires, but using a water energy. It lets you protect yourself from evolution Pokemon. And now I think I need to clarify something. Cards like Gallade, that was put into play using Maxi, cannot hit this Pokemon because if you read the attack, it says that it protects himself or itself from evolution Pokemon. Gallade is an evolution but not evolved, but it is still an evolution. I mean, it is still a stage 2, so I really need to clarify that because there was many confusion on this topic. And so basically, as I was saying, we're going to use Mew on the early game, so we will copy the attacks from Jolteon and attacks from Glaceon, but also we can copy attacks from Regice. Regice is very important in this deck because most of the time you don't know if your opponent is going to evolve or it's going to be attacking you with a regular EX, like for example if you are facing a Mega Scizor deck. So if you want to play safe and if you don't want to get hit in the next turn, so you can just use Regice's Resistant Blizzard, and that's all. Another Pokemon that is really good in this deck is Seismitoad EX. Not only it lets you Quick Punch for just 1 energy if you had Dimensional Valley in play, but also Grenade Hammer is the way to go if you're facing Greninja. If you start using Grenade Hammer in the early game, Greninja has a really difficult time, and it also lets you kill Shaymin EX in just 1 hit. Then the last Pokemon that we are running, and it's an awesome Pokemon, is Jirachi. You all know that Stardust is an awesome attack that lets you protect yourself and you discard an special energy. And if you have Mew in play and you have the Dimensional Valley, you can do this attack with no energy, so just for free. I mean, this is completely stupid. And then we're running Hoopan, we are running Shaymin EX in order to have consistency and to make our plays very fast. So the reason why this deck works very good is because of max elixir. You're always going to hit max elixir because we are running 12 energies, and that means that if we start with Mew, we can start powering up Jolteon or maybe Glaceon or maybe another Mew. So that means that we are going to start attacking in the first turn of the first turn of the game potentially, and this is awesome. You can also, so in the early game what you're going to do is you're going to be using Memories of Dawn, and you're going to be locking your opponent, and at the same time you're going to be using Fighting Fury Belt, and you are not going to put Fury Belt onto the active Mew, but onto the benched locker. That means that if you, for example, if you attach a Fury Belt to Jolteon and your opponent is playing Night March, you're forcing him to have like 10 Night Marchers in the discard pile if they want to one-hit KO Jolteon. But at the same time you're running Acid. I don't really know how to pronounce this card, excuse me. So that means that you are going to be putting your Pokemon back into your hand, so it means that you could ultimately lock your opponent if you just let a locker attack. So I think that the rest of the deck is pretty understandable and pretty standard. We are running for Ultra Ball, we are running one energy switch because it could be that you don't reveal the energy that you require with the max elixir. And then regarding the energy, we are running 5 lightning energy and 7 water ones because we are going to need more water energies for Seismitoad. This deck is really good. It has a very good matchup against many things. It is true that, for example, things like Night March, they can still win you. Of course they can still beat you, but they need to get the triple Lysander, and well, they might be able to get that. By the way, I think the last time I have said Lysan because in Spanish the name of the card is Lysan, but I think in English is Lysander, and that's why I'm mixing names. Yes, so yes, it's Lysander. Yeah, Lysander is the name in English. That was true. I think the deck is very good. If I were to make one change, I think I would really like to find space for another Seismitoad, because Seismitoad EX is a really good card. It's still a very good card in this format. The ability to item lock your opponent is great, it's huge, and it has a very good matchup against Greninja, which probably will still see play in this meta game, or at least from now. And then we're running one Flare Stone in order to retreat or Hoopa or Regice, but also one of the greatest things of this deck is that 5 of your Pokemon, they don't have retreat cost, so that means that it is very good to start with them as the active Pokemon. So all in all, guys, that was the deck. I think that it was more or less clear, the strategy of this deck. I don't know how you guys are going to react to these videos, so I'm not going to be showing you a game, but I'm leaving here, so if you click in this thing you should be seeing right now in your screen, we are going to link a match at different games that we have already reviewed in Spanish about this game. Maybe you don't really understand the Spanish and you don't really understand what we are saying, but I think it's still a very good opportunity to see the deck in action, so you can mute it if you don't want to hear us talking in Spanish. But I think it's a very good way of seeing how the deck works. If you guys would like me to add some games to these videos, I would gladly do it, but I don't know how I'm going to do that. How am I going to do that? Guys, I would really appreciate some feedback. You can tell me anything, positive or negative, ways in which I can improve. So if you like this content, I'll try to do it more often, because I think that there are some builds that really need some explanations. And so I think that is all, so please leave a comment if you like the video, or a thumbs up or something like that, but please show me in a way that I'm doing things right, or that at least that I'm in the correct way. And that'd be everything for all, so please don't forget to click in this button in order to see some games. And well, if you enjoyed the video and you like it, subscribe for more English content and for more English reviews. We are now testing a lot the new decks from the XY10 Fates Collide set, so be tuned up, because we are going to be uploading much more deck profiles very soon. That was all, and see you next time. Bye!